Hi everybody, Mrs. Bear here. Today I am going to be taking you through a basic stage makeup look. Now the first thing you want to do is get all of your materials and supplies out and ready to go so you don't have to hunt around for them and it won't take as long to get everything together. So let's quickly go over all the things that you'll need for a basic stage makeup look, all of the materials. The first thing is foundation, also called base, and a sponge to put the foundation on your face. Then you will need some kind of eyeshadow, blush, lipstick, eyeliner, mascara, face powder, brushes for applying different items. This one is for blush. This one is for face powder. This is for blending. This brush is for blending eyeshadow, and a Q-tip or your finger is also really good for blending eyeshadow or eyeliner. And also we'll use this when we get to old age makeup later on. This is a brush that is typically used for your eyelashes, but it's also really great for applying eyeliner to your eyebrows because you never want to forget to color in your eyebrows. And you'll also need a mirror. Should go without saying, but many people forget that you need a mirror so you can see what you're doing. I'm lucky because I'm looking at the camera, so I don't have to worry about the mirror, but you might see me use this if I need to get up close to my eyes to really see what I'm doing when I apply my eyeliner and my brows, because I have super light brows. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that you need to do is have a clean face. No makeup on, no nothing. So wash your face first and foremost and then put on some lotion. I've already done that step because I just got up this morning and I'm here at the school bright and early. It is not even 6 o'clock yet today. So I look probably like I just got up. I don't have any makeup on, nothing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to apply foundation. Now with your foundation, if you have super light skin or a fair complexion like I do, you're going to go 1 to 2 shades darker than your natural skin tone. If you have a darker complexion, you can get away with matching your skin tone. But most of us can't do that. We have to go darker. I am using regular products today that you can buy in the grocery store or Walmart, Target, Walgreens, those types of places. I cannot use the professional quality products because I have super sensitive skin and they cause major issues with my face. So I have figured out how to get away with using just regular products. Now, the one that I'm using today is Maybelline, and I love Maybelline products. You're going to put a little bit on your sponge, and sometimes you have to shake the bottle first in order to get some to come to the top. Now, when you do this, a little bit goes a long way. You don't need a ton of foundation. So, see right there? That's not very much. And you're going to dot it on your forehead, on your cheek area, chin, and nose, and then you're going to blend it. And you're going to put it all over your face, on your eyes, on your lips, all the way up into your ears. And because we're going to be on the stage and I'm using regular foundation products instead of one of the hardcore professionals products, then I'm going to have to put a couple coats of this on to ensure that my entire face is covered properly and I'm not going to be washed out under the stage lights. Don't forget your neck. When you're applying foundation, if you have a costume that does not come up all the way to your chin and jaw area, you need to apply your foundation all the way down to meet your costume. Because if you don't do that, you're going to look really funny under the stage lights, because it's going to look like you have two different colors of skin, which is never attractive in real life or on the stage. So I am doing what is called blending my makeup all over. And one last little bit on this side, and then we'll be good to move on to the next step. All right, great. So that is step one, foundation. Pretty simple. The next step is going to be eyeshadow. Now, I'm doing a very natural look today, so that way everybody, whether you're a girl or a guy, can really benefit from this tutorial. So I'm going to be using a brown palette. It has a really nice light shade that will be used for the highlight. It has a medium shade, which I'm going to show you later how to apply that for the cheeks, and then this darker shade for the crease of your eyes. If you are a girl, you get to have fun, and you can use whatever color eyeshadows that you want to make your eyes pop from the screen. Colors that are really great to use as a girl: green, purple, and blue. These all really help to draw attention to the eyes and to make your eye area pop on stage. So girls, play around, figure out what you like. I personally like more neutral tones like browns and plums when I'm on stage, and so that's what I use. I don't use these particular colors, but you never know. There could be a time when I'm playing a character that calls for a really colorful eye. So play around and figure out what you like. Now boys, this is what you're going to use always, unless you're asked to play some character that requires something different. So this is going to be your basic look always. So the first thing you want to do with your eyes is to apply the really light shade to the whole eye area. And so you start off and you take just an applicator and you just rub it against the color. You don't want to dig into the color or anything like that. Just lightly rub it against and then put it all over your eye, from where your lashes start all the way up to where your brow is. So if you see how I'm doing that, I'm going right up to the brow area. And you're going to do that on both. And I'm doing this really quickly today. And I'm sure that the other Mrs. Bear that's probably standing in the back of the room or on one side or the other is going to be stopping this video periodically in order to let you guys have time to do each step as we do them. And I would highly recommend that when you're doing this, do one step at a time, watch the video, figure things out, and go from there. All right, great. So now I have the light shade on my entire eye area. It looks like I am missing a little bit right here and right here. And I'm going to come down into the crease or into the corner as well, because that will help make my eyes pop even more. Next step is to take the dark shade, that would be the darkest color in here, and I'm going to put that on the crease of my eye. Now, if you don't know how to find your crease area, that is going to be about the midway point between your lash line and your brow. It's going to be the bone, and you're going to place this color underneath the bone. And so use a different side of your applicator and just put that right there on the crease. And so now at this point in time, I'm going to have to use my handy little mirror so I can really see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to put that right in my crease, like so. And remember, because you're going to be on stage, this needs to be much darker than you would wear in real life, because everything on stage is bigger and exaggerated. But as I said, I'm doing a very natural look, so I'm not going to put as much on as I would normally do, because it's like I'm doing almost a no makeup look for the stage. Now, I could use this to blend this a little bit and just take it like this right along there, and that blends that. I could also use this, the Q-tip, to do the same thing, to blend it out just a little bit so it's not so harsh. I could also use my finger. And many of you, I would recommend just use your finger. Go like that, right along there. And so see how that looks right there? It's not too bad. It's super light. I would need so much more on for our theater here at Carey Junior High. So let's really pop that out and make it much darker, because I know right now it needs to be darker. Whenever I do a show on stage, I'm always being told that I need to go darker with my makeup because I don't always put it dark enough. So that is much, much better. Okay, and once again, blending. Okay, that's all there is to it. See exactly where I put that? That's where you want it. All right, after that, the next step is going to be eyeliner. Now, this is the step that all people out there struggle with when they are first learning how to put on makeup. So what you want to do, you want to get as close as you can to your lash line. Just close your eyes and just trace along that lash line. It's nothing terrible. And just lightly feather. Go like that. See how the motion of my hand, and look at what's happening. You should be able to see the difference between this eye and this eye. And over here, same thing. Now, I'm going to get super close so you can really see. Right against my lash line. Now, I know I've been doing this for a long time, so it's really easy for me to do it, but sometimes if you are struggling, just hold your eyelashes down and go down, up and down, right against there. And there you go. That's eyeliner on the top. Bottom, and if you notice, sorry, let's go back to the top for a minute. If you notice, I didn't take it all the way to my corner because I'm doing a natural look, and I want the guys watching this video to really see how to do this. You could go all the way to the corners if you're a guy, but I think it makes your eyes appear bigger if you don't. If you go all the way to the corner, it starts to close off your eyes, and you don't want to do that. I'm using a brown eyeliner. If you're a girl, use a black. It makes your eyes bigger. It makes your eyes pop more. Because I like to use neutral tones and I like to go with more natural eyes, more smoky eyes, I tend to use browns because it goes with the rest of my palette. Boys always use browns. Girls, use black. It makes your eyes just appear bigger and pop from stage. Okay, so then I need to go on the bottom. Now with the bottom, kids always get really confused about this. So just draw your line right through your lashes. See, if you get close to the mirror and you look Just draw it right through the lashes and get as close to the pinkish part. See how my eyes right there, the waterline, that's called the waterline right there. It's pinker than the rest of your skin. So get as close to that as you can. Do not, boys especially, put this on your waterline. It will rub off really easily and it will close off your eyes. And on stage, you want your eyes to look big. And also, when you get to this corner, don't go all the way. Cut it short a little bit. So that way, it makes your eyes look bigger as well. And go about halfway. Halfway. Now, I can't see what I'm doing very well, so once again I need to double check with this, and that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Just fixing just a little bit. Alright, now if you are a girl with eyeliner, I always suggest that you wing your eyeshadow up and out just to give you a little bit more definition and emphasis on your eye area. It's a personal choice. You don't have to necessarily do that, but it will make your eyes look bigger. And to do that, just close your eyes and draw that line up. See how I did that? Should be able to see a little bit of a difference. I didn't do mine very dark. So, taking my mirror. See that difference? Just a hint. It just makes them look just a little more cat-like. Now, another really good tip that I really like to do, use a white or a flesh-colored eyeliner and put a little color right between the two lines. So there was a reason that I didn't have you guys go all the way, and that was so that way you could put some white. White works better than this, but this is all I have available right now. On the corner, and then also right there. Okay, so again, this is one of those things that you want to make sure you have all of your materials ready to go. I am missing my white eyeshadow or my white eyeliner, so I could also use this really light shade here and place that right between those and right there in the corner. Okay, now if you end up with a mascara line that is too harsh, a eyeliner line that is too harsh, and I'll show you what I mean right here. Oh my Lord, look at what I just did. This is how you fix it. You can either use your sponge, you can use a Q-tip, you can use your finger, and just blend some of that color away. And there you go. Now there is the majority of your eye. The next thing that you need to do is your eyebrow. Because right now, I probably look really funny. From stage, I still wouldn't look like I have eyes. So you're going to take your eyeliner and you're going to lightly color in your brows. Now, this is really good because if you take this and you take this brush and you go like this, you color the brush and then put this against your brow. It helps to give a more natural look. So like so. Oh, look at that. I have eyebrows. And doing the same thing over here. And I can also do the same thing, just coloring them in. Very lightly though. You want to be careful, this isn't a coloring page, so you don't want to be like, la, 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 la. You know, you want to just lightly trace over your brows. And there you go. Now you have eyebrows. That from the stage and from the audience's perspective will look super awesome, super on point, not on fleek, super on point, and natural. They don't look natural now. Stage makeup should look funny and clownish close up. It should not look like your everyday makeup. You should look at yourself and go, whoa, that is a lot of makeup. What is going on? But that's what you want. Because if you don't have that look, then you don't have anywhere near enough on. And while my eyebrows look great, I already know that my eyeshadow would require a lot more. And I'm going to fix that in just a minute so you guys can really see that. But I want the boys to really see that this is as much as they need in order to look natural on stage. So the next step is blush. Now, there's several different things that you can use for blush. Girls need to use a traditional cheek blush in a pink color. Pink, coral, rose, that sort of thing. Boys can get away with using a bronzer because there is a difference, because you want a sun-kissed glow. You don't want to look like a girl. You want to look like a boy. On stage. It's super important. You could also get away with using a kind of lighter brown shade for your cheek area, and that's just because once you put foundation on, it takes away all of your features. It just evens everything out. And so you have to build some of those features back in order to be seen from a distance. So I'm going to start out by showing you where to place bronzer if you're using bronzer or the brown eyeshadow. And sorry, my computer decided to wig out on me there for a minute. So starting with bronzer and then the light brown eyeshadow. Now, you're going to place this right along your cheekbone. Many people don't know how to find their cheekbone. So pucker. And it is this area. Now, there's a nifty little trick. Find the bottom or the top of your earlobe right here. And then if you trace down with your finger towards your mouth, the corner of your mouth, that traces, right there is your cheekbone. If you don't believe me, try it. I bet you'll find that that is exactly the line of your cheekbone. Now, when you place blush or bronzer or anything along this line, you're not going to go all the way down to your lip. You're going to stop right about halfway, or once you hit the iris of your eye. So if you look up, see where the iris of my eye is? That's where you want it. You want it along this bone, not up here above your bone, along the underside of your bone. But make sure you don't get down into the fleshy part down here along your jaw, because if you do that, you've gone too far down. So, bronzer. If you're a boy, do that, and then you're going to blend it along your brow, along your cheek. See that? That's what you're doing if you're a boy, okay? Right there along that area. You can do the same thing with brown eyeshadow. If you just take this brown eyeshadow and a blush brush, same thing, okay? I'm going to do it along this side so you can see that. you get that same kind of look. You should be able to see that. It just gives a little bit of color, so when you're on stage, you don't look featureless. You look like you have some color. Then other places that you want to take some color. Here, right here at your temple area, just a little bit of color on each temple. Your nose is a great one. You can, what's great about this kind of makeup, it's called corrective as well as basic stage makeup. You can correct any flaws. So if you have a weird nose, you can fix that with a little bit of color along there because you're creating an illusion of shadow, which you want. Okay, so also places that are great right here. Think about all the places where your face gets color or has shadows. Another great place, if you want a really strong jaw as a guy, the jawline. You can take the bronzer and it creates, you can even do it with the brown, it creates this great effect of shadows. When you're on stage, all of this looks funny up close, but on stage, it looks natural and you look like you have a really strong face. So that is how you do the brown and the bronzer. Now I'm going to go back over and put in some regular cheek blush to show the girls, and this might look a little funny, but it shouldn't be too bad just because I've really shadowed my features, and so that's going to actually help my features to pop from the stage area. Okay, don't forget both temples. All right, so I'm using my regular blush brush. Put some color on it, all right, and you always want to kind of blow off excess color because you never want too much. Then I'm going to use my mirror again because it's hard to figure out if I'm putting it in the right spot by looking in the camera. Holy cheek blush. How about that? Okay, so that's kind of what you're going for, just right along that color. You could put some on the apples of your cheek, especially if you're playing a character that's your age or younger, just because teenagers and young kids tend to have rosy cheeks, whereas you get older, your features start to thin out and you start to not have that anymore. You have less color on your cheeks. So you could put some, but don't put a lot, otherwise you'll start looking even more clownish than you probably think you already do. So you really want a lot, all right, a crazy amount. And you can even define your jaw a little bit with some color, but don't go excessive, otherwise you'll look like you have a sunburn, and that is not what you want. All right, so before I move on to the final steps in this look, I'm going to finish my eyes because they're just not dark enough. I can already tell that. So I'm going to fix that for a more girly look, still using the browns. I'm not going to stray from that because I am all about the this kind of a palette, a neutral palette. But I am going to go ahead for my crease and switch over to a little darker of a plum color because I like them even on stage. So quickly, I'm going to fix this, and you're going to really see how crazy my eyes will be on stage. And I'm going to fix the eyeshadow or the eyeliner as well, because when you're a girl, you get to play up your features a heck of a lot more on stage. Oh, look at that. It's already, I can already tell it's starting to be much more defined for the stage area. Now, how much makeup you put on for stage is really dependent on the size of your auditorium. This look is going to be really good for the size of the auditorium here at Carey Junior High, but it might be too much if you're in a small space like a black box or theater in the round that has like 3 rows on each side. And you just have to take that into consideration, and your director will usually tell you whether or not you have enough on your face. It's better to go too much than not enough. All right, fixing my eyeliner. One of the things that's going to help really pop my eyes out is the final step that we do after I get everything else on, and that is going to be mascara. And we'll get to that in just a minute. Alright, so this is much better. For being on stage, I have a ton more on, and I really kind of look crazy right now. And I can even add some additional light color right here just to help my eyes pop even more, especially in the corners. It's all about making the eyes look bigger in whatever way you can. Okay. So, next step, lipstick, then powder, then mascara. So, with your lipstick, if you don't have a lip applicator or you're sharing your lipstick with somebody, use your fingers. It's a great technique. I'm not going to use liner today. If I was doing a real show, I would actually line my lips first, and I would actually color in my lips with the liner and then put this on because it would help set the lipstick much better. And I don't have a lip liner or a lip applicator, so I'm just going to use my finger because I know that other people have used this lipstick. And I'm using a red color because I want my lips to pop from the stage just like my eyes. And so red's really good for that. So I have some color right there, and I'm going to go back and get a little bit more. Remember, whereas with foundation, less is more because you don't want to look like you're wearing a mask. And even though you might apply several coats of the foundation, you want to start off with a small amount. But with lipstick or eyeshadow or blush, it's better to go darker and then have your director tell you to lighten it up. And especially because once you get to this step, the powder step is going to lighten your makeup up just a little bit as well. All right, lipstick. Hello, I have lips. All right, next step is going to be powder. Now, first thing you want to do when you put face powder on. This is a translucent. You can also use a colorless, which looks like white, but you want to go really subtle with that because it can really lighten up your makeup too far. So just take your brush and just get a little bit on it like that. That's a ton. You don't need that much. So make sure that you tap off your excess in your jar or like that, and just tap off the excess. That is more than enough. And then you're just going to come along and tap. You don't want to go like this because that can ruin your look. So it is about just tapping lightly all over your face, everywhere except for your lips, because I'm going to show you a nifty little trick for powdering your lips. Get some powder on your brush and then take a tissue and go right over like this. Because if you do this right against your lips, the color of your lipstick is going to get on your brush. And I'm really bummed because I thought I was a genius when I came up with this idea years ago doing theater. We're talking, let's see, 20 years ago that I came up with this little hack, and I just saw this on Pinterest just the other day. So I'm not the only one who uses this technique to powder my lips. So there you go. That's my hack for the day, because you guys all know how much I love hacks. So that's powder. So the final step after you have powdered your face, and if you noticed, it lightened everything up just a bit, and so I might have to go back in and just add a touch more. And the reason for powdering your face is twofold. One, it sets your makeup in place. Two, it helps to keep you from looking oily under the stage lights. And you don't want to look like you have an oil slick on your face when you're on stage. And if you have oily skin like me, you will probably have to powder several times throughout the course of a show on any given night. If you're doing a short show, like about an hour, you probably won't have to, but most shows are 2 hours, and so you have to find time to get back into the dressing room and re-powder your face. Otherwise, halfway through, you're going to look like you have an oil slick on your nose, especially. So you should really concentrate your powder on your nose area. It gives you a really flawless matte look and helps your makeup from running, or keeps it from running and getting all gross. So next thing, mascara. The other thing that really scares kids and new people to makeup. So a lot of people like to open their mouths, and you'll see people looking in the mirror going, you don't really need to do that. You just want to take your brush, you get the color on it as best you can, and then get close to your lashes and just like that. And you're going to do a couple coats on top and bottom. See, look at that. It's easy. A lot of people think it's hard. It's not, but it takes practice. I probably was horrible putting on mascara when I was in junior high or middle school, and I just got better the more practice that I did. And that's what makeup is. It takes practice. Practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. And there you go. This is my basic stage makeup look. Now, I can still tell that I might need more on my eyes, and I know you guys are probably thinking, but you already have a ton on your eyes. Well, yeah, but I've been known to wear this much makeup out in public on my eyes, not on my cheeks. My cheeks are crazy. Although I probably did wear this much makeup in the 80s because 80s was all about the makeup. But this is, generally speaking, what you want to do and how much makeup you want. And if you start with this dark of a look, chances are your director's not going to have to tell you to go reapply your makeup and go put more on. So, and that's what you're going for. You want to be seen from a distance. So that's all I have for now. The next lesson that you guys are going to be getting is in old age makeup. And that starts with a basic look just like this. So once you have your basic stage makeup look on, you can add to it in any fashion that you want, especially for old age. And I'll be back shortly to show you how that's done. Bye.